Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Cloak and Dagger. It's an action, came out in 1984, it's a PG, an hour and 41 minutes. Amazon is 3.6 out of 5, IMDb is 6.6 out of 10. I'll read the Amazon synopsis. Davy Osborne is an imaginative youngster who loves role-playing games and often enlists the aid of his best friend, an imaginary superhero named Jack Flack. One day he witnesses a real murder of an FBI agent who passes a video game called Cloak and Dagger to him before he dies. When the police come, the body is gone and no one will believe him, including his father, Colonel Hal Osborne. So the director is Richard Franklin, who directed Link. Producer, well, there's two of them, but with producer on we have Alan Carr, who produced Grease 2. And music was by Brian May, not the guy from Queen, who did Mad Max. The cast, well, as usual, the main ones. We have Dabney Coleman, who was Jack Flack or Hal Osborne, who was in War Games. Henry Thomas, who was Davy Osborne, who was in E.T. Christina Nigra, Nigra, who was Kim Gardner, who was in Lots of Luck. Michael Murphy, who was Rice, who was in Manhattan. And William Forsythe, who was Morris, who was in The Devil's Rejects. It was filmed in San Antonio in Texas, USA. And the elderly couple in the film, John McIntyre and Jeanette Noland, were actually married in real life for approximately 56 years until his death in 1991, which is quite interesting. So it starts with this, with an embassy type place, assuming due to the flags, some music on a mandolin style, a plane overhead as our hero, Jack Flack, parachutes onto a guard even, with an American flag, which then instantly zips into his backpack, which I thought was kind of cool. Could you imagine if that was real? That would be brilliant. And then it was bizarre because at this point I was like, the dude's attacking was a toy, because I was like, oh, this is real, this is cool, and then all of a sudden it was just like some sort of toy. So it was obviously in his head, which was quite interesting because that's why it looks so real. I think. I'm not too sure. So Davy is very into this spy stuff, right? And wants a mission. So Morris says, okay, I want you to infiltrate their 7th level. And then go to their vending machine. Pick me up a pack of Twinkies. Oh. There's a secret message inside. Whatever you do, don't let anyone see you. Anybody. So he says to Kim, just Davy says, you coming? She went, not if you're going to be embarrassing. She's the younger one by the looks of it, but she seems to have a bit more nous about him than him. So it seems he's always thinking he's a spy, right? And Kim's not impressed, because he's literally, everything he's got, he's just talking like he's a spy all the time and all this stuff. Now they've just gone to this building, right? He's hiding behind the pillars with his toy gun. You know when you see kids just playing around in buildings and you think, oh, they're playing tag or something because they're like that. And then she just asked the security guard, or in his own words, a sentry, where an electronic place was. So they're by the lifts, and he said, we'll take separate routes just in case one of us is neutralised. I'll take the fire stairs, you take the elevator. And then she just says, good, because I'm not walking up. It's just like, she stopped me. She's like, yeah, whatever. You know, like, here, have this grenade. And I think it's a watermelon or something. I'm not exactly sure. Wait, you're not going out. Come here. Dog as usual. Surprise, surprise. Just wait there. So I was kind of curious at this point. Is his dad the super spy guy? Because they kind of look the same. Obviously they are. But I didn't know at this point. But they look vaguely familiar. Kind of like, you know, you idolise your dad, but without saying him. Computer games on the Atari. How much they've changed. Now, they all started back in the day with pixels and stuff. Now, you know when people complain about a game not being realistic nowadays? Oh, the raindrops don't look right. There's no splashing in the puddle. The grass doesn't flow right. La, la, la. You can't see him winking. You know, we've come a long way in games. I would say. Definitely. I mean, if you were to look back at the old videos of games, or, you know, you can find them on this video even, film, or even just type up retro games or something, you know, those pixel games. That's kind of what they were like. I mean, they were even worse back then. But when you see them and then you look at them now, I probably would sort of give a hat's tip to the developers, because they've come a long bloody way since the first games that came out. Now, Dad's living in the real world, though, because they both miss his mum or his wife, so obviously she died, so that's why, he's got his imaginary friend. And, you know what I like in this film? They live in a normal-sized house. You know, not the huge ones with the sprawling lawn and the tree in the front garden and the 5 garages, the type that every film seems to have. Those kind of... I'm pretty sure most Americans don't live in those houses. But this one isn't. It's just a normal-sized house, and there's a block of flats across the road. And I thought, yep, that probably resembles majority of people's houses. I don't know, because I don't live in America. What a stroke of luck. So the bad guys were chasing Davey and Kim across a huge garden park thing, down some steps and by roads, literally running for about 5 minutes from where they were originally meeting up. So Davey and Kim dived onto a bus and it set us off. But it's okay, the bad guys hopped into a van. It just parked just before the bus stop. How lucky is that? It just happened to be there. Not where they actually were at the other end of the park, which was some sort of Japanese park or something. Now, I kind of like the flow, as in the editing and how they did the videoing as Davey, because he basically jumped off the bus and he's running down the street. So he jumps off and the bus is still moving and he's running. The bus is still gently going forward. The van overtakes the bus, pulls in front of the bus and stops on the pavement. The bus keeps driving, and then you see the guys jumping out running after Davey, all literally than the first, as it goes along. I thought, well, that's pretty impressive. So Davey's on this boat. He's met this couple, this old couple, and he said, that man is trying to kill me. And she says, I don't think so. He looks like a pervert. I thought, yeah. A guy trying to get a kid. Yeah. Even back then. It's just the way. He's not a murderer. He looks like a pervert. Kids these days. Or those days anyway. So David just hops into a car with the same couple as the boat as he's in between them. Doesn't seem to think anything about it. Just hops in. Yeah, I'm safe with you two. Nowadays, I don't think kids would do that. At least I assume they wouldn't. So Dave at this point is driving the car, but he's doing what you would do if you've never driven a car before. You would hit the walls, slam into buildings, hit loads of cars, scrape your, whatever it is, the bumpers and stuff. And it's a good thing it's an automatic, because if you were in this country, you'd be absolutely buggered just hopping into the car and going, right, I'm going to drive this car. I'm 8 years old. I don't know how to drive it. I'm just going to press start. And you just start, put your foot down the accelerator and go in first gear. And then after you're hitting 30 mile an hour, you'll hear this whee as your car's trying to gear, because, most of us don't drive automatics. I mean, there are, if you've got an electric car, or I think there's some more automatics about these days, but majority of us don't. It's 11 o'clock at night and Kim's off to the airport, sitting on a bus stop on her own while Davey's running around at 11 o'clock at night, and nobody seems to say anything. Nowadays, of course, if you see a kid running around at 11 o'clock at night and it's like an 8-year-old or 7-year-old or however old they are, you'd be like, what the hell? But apparently not. Apparently that was completely fine back then. Probably because nobody really got abducted much. Yay, a trip! And he ripped his jeans. Excellent. I was looking for a trip. Now, the interesting thing, at about, 30 minutes after he as I was watching it, he was still limping. Which I thought was good. Because most of the times they don't. There's some just their foot or leg or magically, revitalizes itself. So there's a bomb. The timer in it sounds like just the one I have at home. It's annoying as hell. That kind of... I don't know how it is, but it sounds exactly like it. Anyway, it was a great ending and a great film. I'm giving it an 8. I like that. Good film. Very friendly, family-friendly film. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Cloak and Dagger. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews, quite a few family stuff. In fact, I've only got one family one before. I don't know if this is an action or not, but do I want to put it down as action? Well, there you go, action. I've only got about 20 of them, so there you go, you can watch that under that one. Anyway, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, leave a comment below. Did you like this film? Have you seen it? I'm pretty sure most people have. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.